I'm having a great run. It's awesome. I hope this continues.
Nazar ka apna wo karwa le and Kala Jadoo and all.
I got this. I'm always doing that.
You are already.
You know, I would take 1 million people endorsing my film, then have 10 or 12 critics. They're also very important. It would be a docudrama on kissing. Yeah. So yeah, that probably I'll do a later stage when I've clocked in my century. For a film like a horror film, you can't get logic in. I mean, anyways, the whole concept of ghosts is illogical. I'm not very good at popular Hindi music. I think the day I start sitting on it, I think I'll make a mess. Hi, this is Emraan Hashmi and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Well, Emraan Hashmi hit machine. That's how he was trending yesterday on Twitter. And we have with us Emraan Hashmi once again on a Monday. Raj 3 has been just announced as your biggest hit of all time. Congratulations for that and welcome once again in Bollywood.
Thank you.
Biggest opening, almost I think 35 crores, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, it's 36 plus, that's only domestic. I think we have to take in overseas, probably clock up around 40. So it's a huge accomplishment for us.
Like beaten, I think Jannat 2 by a huge margin, in fact.
A huge margin.
Jannat 2 was, I think, 27, 28 or something like that, right?
Yes.
I think 4 super hits and 1 highly critically acclaimed film in Shanghai. So you're having a great run now.
I'm having a great run. It's awesome. I hope this continues.
In fact, you know, I got an email and it said that the way the success of Emraan Hashmi is going right now, so I think मेरे ख्याल से कुछ नजर का अपना वो करवा लें and Kala Jadoo and all.
I got this. I'm always doing that.
You are already.
I'm in tune with that.
Achha, fantastic. What sort of responses have you been getting? Critics have not been very happy. After Shanghai, this has been a total turnaround.
Yes.
In fact, one of the critics said that after Shanghai, you could just sleepwalk into a role like this.
Well, it's been fantastic. You know, I would take 1 million people endorsing my film, then have 10 or 12 critics. They're also very important, but what happens is that for some films, the way they dissect films is not fair for a film like this. The audiences, their judgment is very innocent. So either they like a film or they pan a film. They don't have their theoretical approach to films, or if they've seen world cinema or whatever, and they dissect films and say performances, this is the screenplay of, you know, first phase, second phase, whatever. The audience sees it in totality, and the fact is that the audience is completely endorsed it. Saturday ko itna drop nahi tha. Generally filmon mein jo hota hai, it's holding brilliantly. It's an accomplishment for us because it's the first adult film which has clocked these numbers in. Considering that's a huge obstacle because 25% audience anyways kamti hoti hai aapki. Universal films have they can accomplish these numbers. Adult films are taken in as that being a huge obstacle, the certification of a film. And before this, we have seen that horror has been a huge niche genre. People didn't feel that this would come close to this number also. So for me, it's the risk that pays off. You'd rather go back home saying that you took the biggest risk of your life doing a film, which is a horror film, and you clocked in the numbers of huge commercial films. And it's about a film which is 1/5 the cost, which starts getting the profits in after 2 weeks. We got it in on the second day. In fact, apart from horror, I think what's being said is a combination of horror and sex and all.
Yes.
You've had, I think, cases both with Bipasha as well as Isha. You know, but the thing is that there was news reports that you're having a 20-minute long kiss with Isha Gupta. That's ridiculous. You know, if you have a 20-minute long kiss, where's the story in the film?
Exactly. And how do you sustain that?
It would be a docudrama on kissing. Yeah. So, yeah. That probably I'll do a later stage when I've clocked in my century. Actually, I've already clocked in my century, but maybe that'll be a later time.
Okay, now apart from that, you said that about critics. That is absolutely fair enough. But you know, Emraan Hashmi is an intelligent actor as well as, I would say, in a way, a filmmaker as well, because you've been an assistant director. I'm sure that you may be having aspirations of directing at some point in time as well. You know, in terms of like script and all, the way it is, many people have had that perception that it's not a horror film, it's like a comedy film. You know, that just to maybe assume that Isha Gupta doesn't know that Emraan and Bipasha, they were in a relationship earlier. You know, that in itself is like quite... you know,
yeah, I guess that for some people probably they might dissect the film and have their own observations. But I feel that, you know, if it's worked on a huge level, that would be only 5%. I think what happens is when you see your numbers increasing, there are more people endorsing what you've done than people who have panned it. For a film like a horror film, you can't get logic in. I mean, anyways, the whole concept of ghosts is illogical. So I think that's the least of your concerns to have, those other things. But people have got scared. Probably for some people, maybe for them, they could have found some of the scenes, I don't know, probably laughable. But either ways, people have come to the theatre seeing it. A horror film has to somewhere also evoke laughs. If you see the best of horror films, I saw a Ring in the theatre. People were screaming and then the people were laughing also. What happens is that in a horror scene sometimes, when people panic too much, they start laughing also. So it's just, it's like a roller coaster ride and you enjoy that experience.
I was reading somewhere, in fact there was a video that said that God of hit songs, that is what Emraan Hashmi is called, but Rastri music didn't work. In future, do you have this perception, because many of the big stars, they tend to do it, they are part of the entire creative process and all. Would you be more involved in terms of music and everything, the way things are happening and all?
No, I generally don't.
आपके ऊपर जैसे एक सूफियाना गाना आपके हर फिल्म में आजकल कहा जाता है कि होना चाहिए, इवन शंघाई में शायद उसको सिचुएशन क्रिएट की गई, शंघाई म्यूजिक वाज फैंटास्टिक इनफैक्ट, कहीं ना कहीं तो वो भी शायद इसमें नहीं है इनफैक्ट. तो विल यू हैव दैट थिंग इन द फ्यूचर?
I leave it entirely to the makers of the film, the music director, their judgment, and they have been right for so long. I think Jeet has made some fantastic music in this film. It's just that probably people sometimes are unfair also, the expectations of, the earlier two films, and this huge expectation of music when you've done films like Jannat, Murder, whatever, Past, Bank. People are just overcritical sometimes. So I think if you had to remove our past of, hit music, I think Jeet has given fabulous music. I think he just had to deal with that whole aspect of having a team that's given phenomenal music and people being over judgmental on his music.
But my question to you is that will you be more involved in terms of music?
I'm not very good at popular Hindi music. So that is something that people don't understand. I think the day I start sitting on it, I think I'll make a mess of it.
Kya baat hai?
I seriously, for all these films, for over 28 films, I've had hit music. It's always been the judgment of music directors, singers, directors, producers. And I've never sat down there in a music sitting. I think if I start doing that, there'll be a sure shot fall for me.